So before we even talk about the skeleton, I got to give a shout out to PJ's family, particularly his mother-in-law Robin and his sister-in-law Mrs. Brown, who's married to Peter Brown, who you guys may know from Shop Time here on YouTube. As I was setting the skeleton up, plugging the eyes in, you can see up there, they stopped by and said, "We have a present for you. Check this out." This is the coolest. Isn't that awesome?
Shut up! You don't think Ryan is famous?
Cousin Ryan.
You gotta...
Hey, what's up YouTube friends and family? It's Cousin Ryan, and we're gonna unbox this 12-foot skeleton from Home Depot. I have been wanting one of these since last year, and they sold out super quick. I got up to Home Depot at 6 o'clock in the morning before I went to work on Friday, and they had some in stock, so I picked this up. You can see it's a pretty big box, weighs 85.5 pounds. One thing I'm getting tired of, I know they're trying to cut costs, but all the instructions are always online now instead of being packed in with the item. We might try to do this without instructions. We'll see. But anyway, you can get a look at the box here. It's about, I don't know, 4 feet by 4 feet across the top here, and I don't know, 2.5 feet tall. Good size box, heavy box. You can see the scale there, and then it's also got LCD eyes that move around and look around, extra creepy. So we'll see. You can see the price tag there. There was a guy that's had one in his front yard over by the grocery store I shop at. He's had it there for over a year, and he like redecorates it for all the holidays. He's got it for sale, and he was asking $600 for it, and I was like, I don't think so. When I picked this up on Friday, the guy told me that there's like websites that track their shipments and stuff, so people are really trying to grab these this year, and they limit one per customer as well too, so glad we got one. And all right, enough talking, let's open this thing up. You can see here they actually have the instructions printed on the box, which is kind of cool. So I will rescind my previous statement about not having instructions printed with. You can see, holy cow, there's a lot of parts in here. That's a metal frame. So before we go any further, wanted to preface all this with, the plan is to stick him somewhere here in the front yard and then have him lean out and reach out over the sidewalk through the tree. I think it'll look pretty cool. My only question and concern, and there's always a solution, all of these skeletons I've seen have been positioned like this with the arms straight down. I'm hoping we can pivot them here so they'll be up like he's reaching out of the tree. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? Okay, so back to unboxing this thing. This is the metal frame. Wow, this is like really big. This is, I'm assuming, it goes like this. I'm gonna try to dig the rocks out a little bit there too so we can hide this. All right, I'll just keep going here. Hopefully that's not a necessary part there. What is that? Huh, doesn't look like we're missing anything here, so, all right. Hands. Are these femurs? Probably, huh? Or maybe these are the femurs. actually much lighter than I expected. Doesn't weigh a whole lot. Oh, you can see the electronics here through the spine for the eyes. That's cool. Says parts inside this box. Set that aside. Some feet here. I would assume this box contains a head. Here's the AC adapter. It does say on the box that it'll take batteries and you can use the AC adapter. There we go. For being so large, it's actually quite light. They all look like, all the pieces have this. I'm assuming a peg goes in there, and then this looks like a little bit of a locking mechanism, so it probably turns and twists. Cool. They have all these little spring clips here that line up with these holes. Here. I hope you can see this. I'm doing this one or two-handed. And it just fits together sort of like one of those pop-up tents, or even what you call it, like a regular tent, like a camping tent. So we got the legs on. Now it's time for this. The instructions show 2 people, but clearly we're just doing this as one, so hopefully we got it. Do this here. It's pretty heavy. Wow, this thing's getting really tall. Holy cow. All right. So my debate now becomes, should I finish assembling it in the tree, go get a ladder? As you can see, this thing is super tall. It's too tall to go any further underneath the awning here. So I think I'm gonna get the ground prepped here, and then we'll finish assembling it up through the tree. I do want to check though. Let's see, these are the arms and shoulders, so it does look like, okay, if you guys can see, there's a little set screw right here that'll tighten and hold them in place, and there are options for arm position, and these aren't super heavy, so I feel confident stretching them out like this. I don't think there'll be too much weight. It won't put a lot of stress on there. We're gonna try it. Assembly. This right here needs to come up through this hole, so I'm gonna have to unscrew this and redo it. It's so weird. I don't know why they would have notched this out, because this plug has no place to go once you fit. Yeah, I don't like that. I think we'll redo it. Well, okay, let's try it. Maybe they know something we don't, but just not quite a fan. Leaves that out in the open there, though. I'm gonna redo it so the plug tucks into. Well, but maybe then you can't reach it. I'm just working through this in my mind here. Maybe this is out like this so you can make sure it's attached. Whereas once it's tucked back into here, you can't do that. We'll leave it like that for now, and if it's a problem, and I don't think being behind the head here, it's not going to be super visible, especially at night. Here's the deal about reading the instructions. I was worried about this separating here because when that shifts, this support rod would come through that hole right there, this black tube, and then it would separate, and then you couldn't fit it back through. So once this was separated here, this joint, it wouldn't seat back down. But when you put the stabilizing hook here for the cables that go to the framework, that prevents it from going any further. Here I was ready to put a screw in here to keep it from sliding and screw this together, but you know, complete the process, it'll be fine. Got him up. I want to do a little trimming though so we can see him better. He's kind of covered up by the branches. We'll wait for the night to see what the eyes look like. I'm happy with how it turned out so far. All right, you can see here's the little plug for the AC adapter. Plugs into his butt right here. There's this little screw-on thing that'll hold it in place. And then there's a button right here in his crotch, and you can see there's the battery door. You can also power this with batteries. The box says that once you turn the eyes on, they'll stay on for 6 hours, stay off for 18 hours, and then come back on at the same time the next night. All right. Oh, and you can see I repositioned his arms a little bit so they're both reaching out of the tree now. But there's his eyes. He blinks and looks around. Hoping that shows up. They're LCDs. Sometimes those weird like images don't always show up so well on a digital camera. But that's it. That's the 12-foot skeleton from Home Depot. I do apologize. I looked at some footage that I took from earlier today, and somehow I didn't hit record when I was trying to fit this guy up in the tree, so you missed some comical hijinks there, but it works. I got him up in the tree and he looks pretty good. Happy I got him. Hope you guys are having a good night, good weekend, Labor Day weekend, and until next time, be excellent to each other.
You know, sir, it's cousin Ryan on the Hollywood Boulevard. You know, sir, he bigger than any superstar. All of us spit you some real dope bar. Some of them sweeter than any chocolate bar. Boom! Hey.